Hi guys, welcome to another cricketing story down here. And this is a story which is having an impact over the society more than that of the cricket, and which is the new bill passed by the government of ban on the online gaming platforms, so to speak, like the Dream11, My 11 Circle, the two of the prominent ones that we at least get to see in the field of cricket. So today's discussion would be with my fellow friends Shubhradeep and Ritam, wherein we would be hearing it from them that how has it impacted the society? Is it for the good? Is it for the bad? We do know that the suicidal rates, the money laundering, cases of terrorist fundings coming in through these apps had been increased at a rampant rate. So it did require some sort of a check to be put on these sort of gaming platforms. But was a ban necessary? Was it necessary to bring about a complete shutdown upon these apps? Because it was a billion-dollar industry that was blooming, a sunrise industry, so to speak, that was a revenue generation for the government itself. The government itself is going to lose certain stakes and certain revenue with the shutdown of these companies. So, good, bad, ugly. Is it for the good? Is it for the bad? That is what we are going to hear out from Shubhro and Ritam. So, Shubhro, you can take the floor first.
Uh, well, I mean, there are some things which is happen for a good amount of reason. There are certain periods where you think these kind of apps are not really good for your health, especially those which have been affected a lot. Suicidals, as you mentioned, the money laundering, as you mentioned. I mean, I have a couple of friends who are actually connected with this sort of apps on most times in a day. I mean, I've seen them. I mean, going after every game, every analysis, like they have something. They have invested their money, so they are actually looking for it. They want to get their profit back. This is one thing that has happened for the pros because I don't want things to happen like that because you don't want to take stress and you don't want to put your money based on what the player is performing in the field. That's up to him, whatever he's doing. That's not a good thing if you're putting your money on that kind of performance. The cons are the thing that actually hasn't really worked on I haven't really can my head around is the fact that you cannot ban the app because the fact is the sponsorship is something that you have to link with this Dream11, My Circle, or whatever apps available. I'm not sure about it, but the apps are there. The sponsorship is something that you have to take an eye on. The Dream11 actually has. By the time we're recording this video, I mean, Dream11 actually reported to the BCCI. I think Toy Times of India has reported that they have actually informed the BCCI that they're not going to sponsor their Asia Cup. So this is something that is a huge because now you have just a couple of weeks before BCCI has to find another sponsorship. Before the IPL, they have to find so many sponsorships. That is a terrible thing. Also, the players that have been affected. So many players are getting financially stable because of this money they're getting from these apps. This is something that have been going on. And the biggest thing is the states that are smaller states, European states. The European franchise league was going on, and it has been stopped. It has been kind of stopped because of the apps getting banned because they can't put money. So leagues can't go forward now. They have been stopped because the leagues can't go forward. The players who have played in it by the time, local players, they are getting their bread and butter. I mean, that is the issue, and that is the issue where I think the bill has been passed. No issues with it, but you have to have certain areas where you can actually lighten the strictness of the video, you can say, or the apps, you can say. So yeah, I mean, don't have much thing. I am actually a little bit confused. So how can I balance the fact? Because there are something where which is a bit advantage and a bit disadvantage. So in my understanding, what I personally feel is the bill has been passed, but I'm not really supporting the entire bill. I am just supporting that the bill has been proposed that the app should be banned. Nothing apart from it. They should be allowed to put money for the sponsorships to go forward for the franchise leagues that have been going on for the Europe and other countries where they need it. So yeah, that's my view on it.
I hear you. Next up, I would be moving to Ritom with a question that, with respect to the Indian society, we have seen that people complaining about how our Indian idols, the cricketing giants, have been promoting apps like Dream11 or My 11 Circle, which in a way promotes money laundering or putting your money into the fact that, like Shubro had mentioned, that how an XYZ player is going to play, you put your money, hard earned money, into that very fact. And these all are nothing but at the end of the day gambling. So there has been question about the moral aspect of these cricketing giants, that are they promoting gambling for the sake of money and for making their own empire and making their own bank balance prosper? Are they asking the young youth to turn themselves into gambling and lose their mind eventually? Or do you think that there is no problem in the endorsements that they make? So from here, I would ask Ritam to move forward answering this question. Then you can definitely take forward your thoughts on the whole topic.
So, hello, thank you, Abhisha, for giving me the opportunity to speak. So, of course, as you said, this is very correct. I mean, we have seen that many popular faces of Indian cricket and also the legends in this form, in this sport, were associated with this kind of apps. And I mean, they promoted the apps, they inspired, or I must say that they invoked the younger generation, the people who actually watch the game, worship the game as a religion, to face this kind of apps. I mean, they ultimately the young Indian people follow this kind of superstition. We all know that in India, cricketers are worshipped like God. I mean, they are the superstars. Now, if you see your childhood legend or your favorite player promoting an app, you will naturally be drawn towards it. Even if you don't have any intention to follow this kind of things, a curiosity will pop up in your mind and you'll say, let's try. And that is where the trap begins. I mean, once you try, once you get that flavor of money, taste of money, where you don't have to do really something physically laborious or this kind of things, you just put money on some players and get back some money in return. This becomes an addiction. So I think from the moral perspective or moral point of view, all these legends or so-called great players of India, what they did was not correct. They were leading this younger generation of India to astray. I think that was a bad thing. They shouldn't have done it just because they were getting paid hugely by these apps and all this kind of things. Now I want to get into something political, serious. The party that is ruling our India, or the central government, is a capitalist party, or they are far right. So of course we know that a capitalist or far right party usually promotes private organizations or firms like this. So when such a far right or capitalist party or government decides to put ban on these apps, these private organizations, then something serious is going in the back end. And that is what is actually happening. I want to quote some numbers. For these apps, 450 million players means not the cricketers, I mean the players who used to play in these gambling apps. These 450 million players actually faced a loss of total 20,000 crore rupees. It's a huge amount. You were paying your hard money in these apps, and ultimately you were losing it. You were falling into a trap. This is a serious issue, and I think the government has done absolutely right thing to do this thing. They have banned it for a good reason.
So this is my answer to Shubhradeep, that okay, I think cricket will survive without them.
Well, my issue was not with Indian cricket. My issue was not with Australian cricket. My issue was not with England cricket. My issue was with the small state franchises that the European cricket is playing. They are not going to survive. They are going to blow away with the wind at some point of time. They are not going to survive without the money that Dream11 is sponsoring. That is my issue.
For
I'm not
that,
going to.
of course, for that you can. A bad thing is always bad. For that you cannot take help of gambling apps. I mean, you have thousands other franchise sponsors. You can look for other sponsors to.
Those
Uh,
sponsors are not going to give you the
care
same
of
money
this.
that the team will be they're spending after you, and the money is not going to be enough for the players to be part of this kind of leagues. That's the issue. At the end of the day, what will
But
happen?
the
That the European leagues are going to
but
stop.
ultimately, the money is not earned in a righteous way. I believe that is not a right
Yes,
way
so
to
yeah, yeah, go
sponsor
ahead.
it.
The, the
So
very
for this,
That's
one thing I would want to say to Shubro is that do you think that in that sense, maybe not ban the apps right away, but you bring out some regulatory rules which can
that was the
take care
point.
of the. So do you have any as such suggestions for the government or for the apps which you think that can go ahead in the
No,
long run, maybe?
that's above my pay rate. I have no idea how to do it. No idea, but you have
But
the
you do agree that there could have been maybe some regulations instead of
to be
I think
outright ban.
to be.
I can guarantee you that no regulations can stop this kind of apps. The only solution is to ban them. That is the only solution.
Well, I'm
Because the
sure
Regulations
the
will do
essence,
no help. I
yeah,
can
because
guarantee
the
on that.
so one thing is there that in my opinion, how why does it become challenging for bringing about the regulations would be not saying that there couldn't be any regulation, but I think the challenge would be that the essence would remain gambling. So how do you move in hand with the fact that it's a gambling app, but again you need that amount of sponsorship that it draws.
No,
So
definitely,
that
That's
is
because
the
we are
point.
looking,
challenge.
we are actually looking at those people who are affected. What about the play? What about the guys who have changed their life with the money that they have gained from the apps? What about them? We are also looking at a negative
Exactly,
point.
this is gambling. A man or a
But there are
woman
thousands of
who will.
families which have also been
I
destroyed
agree.
because
I
of the
agree,
bad
and
effects.
that's why I say the restriction needs to be made. You are going to
Yeah.
sponsorship. Where does the money come? I'm not going to play for any clubs if I'm not getting the money. And the European leagues are going to stop. What about those players? Thousands of players that are playing in European league. Who are going to pay them? You read them right? Is he going to play them? No. BCCI is going to pay
No, of
them?
course
No.
not. There are thousands
Who's
of
going to pay
other
them now?
private organizations who can sponsor them.
No, the
You
money is not
don't
enough,
need
man.
the
That money
money,
is not enough. That
money
money is
of a
not going to
gambling
enough.
app to sponsor them.
The money is
You
not
are
enough.
only
I'm saying
thinking
it.
about one person or person. You are not seeing the bigger picture. For me, 20 lives matter more
Bigger
than one.
picture. The bigger picture is very simple. Those private organizations are not going to dilute the same money that the Dream11, all the sponsors are putting. And what happened that the European leagues will stop. The
See.
CPL franchise that I mentioned,
One,
Antigua Barbuda,
I,
they're
I
entirely
want to.
under the Dream11. Entirely.
You are only thinking it from the point of view of cricket, but cricket is not the ultimate thing, man. We are discussing about cricket, that is fine, but we are living a life and we have to see other aspects of the life too. Why don't we put that into our
I will
discussion?
see. I will see.
Cricket is
I will
not the
see.
only thing.
I will see how this game survive without Dream11 and all the sponsorships.
It will survive.
Sure
Where
that
is-
guys. I would request that we end our discussion today. But our
Just
comment
one sentence. The
section.
bottom line
Okay.
for me is very simple. BCCI, ECB, CA, or CSA, maybe PCB at some extent, they are going to survive. Who are not going to survive? The West Indies Cricket Board, the Afghanistan Cricket Board, the European Cricket Board, the USA Cricket Board will survive. The Zimbabwe Cricket Board, they are not going to survive. You look at their franchise league, there are holdings of Dream11, holdings of My 11 Circle, holdings of
I also
all
have a bottom line, a bottom point. I mean, they better not survive if they have to rely on gambling money. That's a better
Okay,
choice.
then we should not talk about that World Test Championship, all the fact. Play India, Australia, England all the time in the entire year. That's the future.
As I said, cricket survived before this
I rest my
Dream11 thing
case.
also.
Sure, and so
Cricket survived before this. It will.
Okay.
Cricket is a big game, man. It will always survive. You don't
It's a
need to
big
worry
game
about
between
that.
two nations, India, Australia, England. That's it. Those are going to
See,
flick to the in the entire year, aren't they?
people will always find a way. You just wait and watch.
Yeah, negative
So,
way.
with this, we have to end today because I think we have elongated the video quite a bit. There has been a heated discussion between both my friends. So our comment section is open. So I would request audience to put forward their point of view as well. Do they think that the small world nations will be lost because of this ban? Because the Dream11 and My 11 Circle has been a revenue generator for them? Or do you think that Ritom is correct, where he says that cricket survived before this, cricket would survive after it, and the way he made the statement that they better should not survive if it's the gambling money that they intend to survive on. So please put forward your views on this one. Fill the comment section with whatever you think, guys, and we will be back again with the next video on another cricketing story. Thank you.